Good afternoon, folks. It's been a few days. I apologize for the lack of content. Maybe I should put up a series of 30-second to 1-minute videos over and over and over again, 10 or 12 of them a day. So I have a overdue collection video, viewer collection video from, I think his username is ThaiPrawn something or other. His name is James Moore, and he says I can use his name in the video. And let me just read you his email, and then I will show you his collection. Once again, more sounds from the ground. They've been my go-to music for my videos lately. All right, hi Johnny. I hope you're well. I'm pretty well. I've been a subscriber of yours for a few months and I'm enjoying your content. I would be grateful if you could review my watch collection and provide me with your thoughts, opinions at your earliest convenience. Apologize, it's been 9 days I think since you emailed us or something like that. I'm 26 and have been into watches for some time now. My first watch was a rotary quartz, which was bought for me by my grandmother when I was 13 or so. I have since retired the watch as it no longer works. I've included a picture of a similar rotary model below for reference. Let's take a look. Okay, I've since purchased a Cartier Tank Solo XL Auto 2 years ago and a Rolex Datejust 1 year ago. And then he says, I'm quite into tier 4, 5, 6 pieces and hope to acquire a few more pieces down the road. I don't intend to own all of these, but perhaps 2 to 3 of the 6. I'll tell you what the 6 are in a moment. I've got some pictures too. You'll see that I'm not overly into 40mm watches and or sports models as a whole. I could ramble on, but I'm more interested to hear what you've got to say on my collection. Kindly regards, James Moore. All right, so let's take a look. What I'll do is we'll take a look at James's collection. He's got 2 watches, Cartier and a Rolex Datejust, and then he's got a group of 6 watches, which he didn't send me pictures for, but I actually just looked them up on Google Images, and I've got some. I'll do a little slides to show so you can see what he's looking at. Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at James's. Okay, so James, what do I think about your collection? Well, the first thing that strikes me is that for a young man, you've got a pretty classy collection. Both very dressy watches. It's a different genre that I'm into. So in a way, you're asking someone's opinion. It's kind of like a country western guy asking me what I think of this or that song that's country western. I have nothing against country western, it's just not my genre. So a lot of it depends upon, you're young for such a dressy collection. And my guess is that you work in the business world or the professional world in some ways, because both of your watches are pretty classy. I'm looking right now at the picture of the 2 together. And yeah, they're appealing. I can appreciate that. I've always liked the, I don't know what you'd call the bezel on the Datejust. It's definitely got a nice quality to it. And the Datejust is in a way, I always consider the Datejust, I don't know if it's like I wouldn't say it's the ugly stepdaughter of the Rolex family. It just seems like it doesn't get the press that, of course, the Submariner gets or the Daytona gets, and it's generally more affordable. If I'm not correct, you can get some Datejust and Oyster Perpetuals for much less, but I'm not sure. So I don't really have a lot to say about your collection because it's so far out of my range. I mean, it's interesting to me that you came so far from a rotary, which I believe is a British brand. Are you British? You don't see rotaries in the States. At least I haven't seen them. But you came so far from a rotary quartz to 2 pretty solid, I mean, I guess you'd call these tier 4 to 5 pieces, right? Probably tier 5 pieces. But so you ask about these. You have these 6. You know, you like your tiers 4 to 6 watches, which is really the heart of luxury watches. In a way, tiers 1 through 3 are lead up. It's like the minor leagues in a way, and then tiers 4 through 6 are the major leagues. And then tier 7's like the Hall of Fame. It's like out of reach. But you have a list of some really, really nice pieces that you're interested in getting. And actually, there's quite a range from about watches that cost a few thousand to tens of thousands. So it's hard to recommend within your list. But we'll show the viewers what you have in mind. And now, understand, viewers, that James didn't specify exactly which model of each. I just Googled what he put in, just so I had a visual, so I could take a look at it as we talk about it. I also apologize. I'm still only using the YouTube editor, so I don't yet know how to talk over the images, or to, I haven't gotten to that level. Maybe I will this summer. Maybe I'll figure it out. All right, so I'll do a slideshow of the videos, and then I'll bring the camera over and we'll take a look at the watches individually. Okay, up first is a Cartier Santos two-tone. I am not a huge fan of two-tone watches. That does not mean there's anything wrong with two-tone. This is definitely an interesting looking watch. And then, even though, James, your collection and your taste is very different than mine, I appreciate doing the video because I get to look at watches that I normally don't look at, right? So I don't really look at Cartier. I haven't connected with them as a brand. But, I wouldn't normally look at them unless I get viewer requests to do videos. So it's interesting for me to look at them. Going back to your collection, I wouldn't say it's similar to the Cartier you already have, except for the shape. But, you do have the shape, you do have the Roman numerals, there are some similar qualities. So this doesn't stand out as the one that you must get right away, okay? That's just in my opinion. All right, up next we have a Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso Rose Gold. And I've said before that I'm not a huge fan of the Reverso. Again, but it's not out of appreciation. I appreciate it horologically speaking. I'm not a big rectangular watch guy. I just haven't seen... Actually, the only ones that I really like that are rectangular are the Richard Mille, but they're still rounded. But it's definitely an interesting piece, and there's no doubt this is iconic. As we all know, Archie Luxury has his Reverso, his steel one. This is a cool one. I do like the little moon phase there. So let's see what's next. Okay, well this isn't next on your list, but it's in the slideshow that I got. So we have a Longines moon phase yellow gold. Again, I don't know if this is the exact model. I like the Longines moon phases. I've looked at the steel version. I think it's a cool watch. Given what you have, the Cartier... Well, I'll go into this at the end. So there's that. And then we have an Omega Seamaster Aquaterra steel. I picked out the blue one because if you're going to get an Aquaterra, you got to get the blue. Look at that beautiful blue sunburst. Omega does blue really well, especially this looks like a really like a electric blue type style. Just a beautiful watch. Here's a black one too, just to throw in some variation. And then, here is a pretty incredible piece. This is the Patek Philippe annual calendar white gold. It's an amazing watch. There's no doubt about it. I think these go for $20,000, $30,000. I'm not even sure. White gold would be even more expensive, I would imagine. And then finally, the Patek Philippe Aquanaut steel. I prefer the Nautilus to the Aquanaut, but the Aquanaut's pretty cool too, and I think it's more affordable if I'm not mistaken. So so you have these 6 watches, and you say you want to get 2 to 3 of them eventually. You're 26 years old, you know, and you also clearly prefer more dressy than sporty. Now that said, all of that said, you are 26, and you do have 2 very dressy pieces. Let's go back to, that's your rotary. So here are your Datejust. No, that's not yours. Where's the? Oh, here we go. So these are your current 2 pieces. They're clearly dressy pieces. You know, the Datejust has a little bit of sports quality to it. But you know, the thing that comes to mind, what you don't have a chronograph. You don't have a leather strap. You don't have something more on the sporty end. And looking at your list, being 26 years old, I don't know what your income level is. Maybe this isn't an issue to you. By the way, there's my forehead, right? My face is almost entirely in your Datejust dial from my angle. But anyways, yeah, you have your whole life ahead of you for watch collecting. You know, of all the watches that you want, clearly, I mean, in my opinion, the most impressive piece is the Patek Annual Calendar White Gold. To me, that's like the real grail. I mean, it's a beautiful classic piece. Where is it? Yeah, it's just a beautiful classic piece. But do you want that to be your next watch? That could be something to really work towards. For your next watch, I'd probably go for the Omega or the Longines. First of all, they're much more affordable. Second of all, you're going to get a lot of nice daily use wear out of them. Where are we? You know, this Longines, if you get it on leather, that's a nice variation. I think you're gonna really, if you got this, you'd really enjoy wearing it as a regular wear. Maybe even more so the Omega. I love the Omegas, as everyone knows. This is a nice, affordable, wearable piece. It's technically a sports watch, but to me, it's like that perfect balance between sports and dress. I always feel like if you look at it as a spectrum, and there's sports on one side and dress on the other, the Aquaterra and the Seamaster are on either side of the middle. The Aquaterra, to me, is a little bit more dressy than sporty, and the Seamaster is a little bit more sporty than dressy. So, yeah, I think either one of these would be a great next choice. This one has the benefit, I mean, adding a blue would really spice up your collection. So in my opinion, I mean, the Cartier Santos and the JLC Reverso are great watches. I don't feel like they expand. You know, if you're going to get the JLC Reverso, again, I don't know the prices. I'd rather see you wait and save up for the Patek Annual Calendar. To me, that would be the pinnacle of your collection, at least in this iteration. But before then, I guess what I'm saying is, like, well, I would see you getting one or both of the Omega and the Longines, and then working towards either probably the Patek Annual Calendar White Gold, maybe the Aquanaut, or maybe the Reverso. The Santos two-tone, I'm not crazy about it personally, but you know, if you want that one, go for it. But yeah, again, to me it seems that your best bet for a next watch, given what you have, given where you're at in life, you're 26, would be one of the more sporty, wearable, everyday watches. You know, this one or the Longines. And then after you get that, you see where you're at, and you know, maybe one of those Pateks by your 30th birthday. What a great 30th birthday present that would be for an Annual Calendar White Gold. For me, that would be more like 60th birthday. Anyways, I'm sorry that I can't give you a more informed opinion. If you want to get torn a new one, you could go to Archie Luxury. TGV is another person that you could ask, although his probably lag time is, he's very busy, you know. So, yeah, I hope that was helpful. Those are my 2 cents, so to speak, and let us know what you get. Talk to you later. Let's take a look. Okay, I've since purchased a Cartier Tank Solo XL Auto 2 years ago and a Rolex Datejust 1 year ago. I have a overdue collection video, viewer collection video from I think his username is ThaiPrawn something or other. His name is James Moore, and he says I can use his name in the video. And let me just read you his email, and then I will show you his collection. Good afternoon, folks. It's been a few days. I apologize for the lack of content. Maybe I should put up a series of 30-second to 1-minute videos over and over and over again, 10 or 12 of them a day. Anyways, so I have 9 days, I think, since you emailed us or something like that. I'm 26 and I've been into watches for some time now. My first watch was a rotary quartz, which was bought for me by my grandmother when I was 13 or so. I have since retired the watch as it no longer works. I've included a picture of a similar rotary model below for reference. Once again, more sounds from the ground. They've been my go-to music for my videos lately. All right, hi Johnny. I hope you're well. I'm pretty well. I've been a subscriber of yours for a few months and I'm enjoying your content. I would be grateful if you could review my watch collection and provide me with your thoughts, opinions at your earliest convenience. Apologize. It's been